Hey everybody, Brian here with iDub Hockey, joined with Rob Hare from Lowry Sports, here to give you some hockey tape tips and just how to improve the way that you tape your stick and just improve your overall performance out on the rink. So Rob, let's start with the key common mistakes that players might make when taping a hockey stick.
Well, definitely, and thanks, Brandon. Definitely, I think the most important thing is when you're starting your tape job, you want to usually start heel to toe. That's the easiest way to finish, especially if you're going to tape right to the edge and contour cut and so on and so forth. Again, personal preference, but going the opposite way, blade to heel, doesn't feel like it's something you do. If you don't tape your toe, if you're going to really do a middle tape job, then I think you can start either way. But if you're doing a full tape coverage right to the toe, definitely heel to toe to finish.
And in terms of white or black, is there a better option, or is that personal preference?
It really comes down to personal preference and I think how much heads up versus looking down at the ice contact the player is comfortable with. White will certainly allow you to see the puck a little bit better. Black will allow you to maybe, I guess, hide the puck a little bit more, but I think it really is a personal preference, especially as you go away from blacks and whites and into colors. That rule kind of is out the window.
And in terms of position on the ice, forward, a winger, or defenseman, is there a certain type of tape job that actually can better suit their game?
Absolutely, and again, if you're using our pro grade tape, especially with our pro grade wax, which is I think a 1-2 punch that you can't miss out on. If you're using more of a ultra low kick point stick and you're really taking more snapshots or quick releases, you're going to want coverage right to the toe. However, if you're a D person that is not really doing a lot of that and you're more passing and slap shots and so on and so forth, a mid tape section could be better for you. But really, you've seen some of the options that are out there and what you see on the ice. It's pretty high variety. So really personal preference.
Totally. And you did touch on the wax too. Is there a certain type of amount of wax that we should be doing?
Well, with our wax, it's a very firm wax. It has a great adhesion to it to really improve the puck feel. But the wax is very firm, so it goes on clean. You're not going to see any clumps. It's truly once you put your tape on, you want to go with the groove or the grain of the tape where the seam is backwards. And as long as you're applying it kind of touching the surface and going around, it's not going to be clumpy, it's going to be on very clean, and it's going to give you exactly what you need.
And another question I got too is the amount of overlap that you do. There's different ways that you can overlap. You can have a small one or a large one. What would be the difference in doing that?
I would say the more overlap you have, you have more tape on the stick, so it's going to be less precise of a feel. So if you're a little cleaner with your edges and the overlap, you're gonna have the tape performance aspect going, but you're not gonna have all these ridges and seams. So less is more in that case. And I think just the experienced hockey player and someone who's taping their stick a lot is gonna really figure out what they want to do and how comfortable it feels.
And in terms of saving time, taping a stick, some players like to do it after every period or every game. Is there a way to save time?
Yeah, definitely. So first of all, our split cut tape, which is a 1.5 inch wide roll of tape that is cut to the core at a 1/2 inch and 1 inch increment. That'll be a bit of a time saver, especially when you're doing your top hand, as you create your knob with the narrow section of the tape and then finish the rest of the hand with the 1 inch section. And then whether you put grip tape on or not is player preference, but that will certainly save you some time versus tearing the tape and the inefficiency there. So that's important. And then as far as taping the blade, again, the curve comes into play, whether you're using, if it's a bigger curve, 1 inch wide versus a lesser curve, you could go to 1.5 inches, and it'll just be a little more efficient as you tape, because you now are playing with the angles, and a wider surface playing with an angle is going to be a little tougher to do.
Perfect. And then you also want to make sure you store your tape in the Lowry storage container or in your accessory bag as well, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We have the roll reserve, which is a plastic case that holds 3 rolls of tape. So again, it keeps it intact in your bag, so it's not A, getting bruised, and B, collecting other stuff that's coming in from the bag. So that's an option. And then our tape and accessory bag, which again, now you can put laces and blade tools and wax and so many other things in there too.
Perfect, Rob. I just want to say thanks for coming on out and walking us through some great hockey tape tips.
Thanks very much, Brandon.
And for you at home, if you want to get your hands on any of Lowry's pro grade tape as well as all of their other accessories, you can head over to icewarehouse.com.